Anything artists look like, nice art piece, man. This is some really good art, not gonna lie. While anime has the most heat targeted for some reason, looking at anime is the same as looking at an old painting, a sculpture or a building design, it doesn't really matter. Regardless of style and year of release, art is art. Saying you like anything from Picasso or Da Vinci, which are really good artists and highly respected, they will adore you since you are interested in the ancient and vintage and popular art. The art is cool and much respect to the artists. It takes a long time to perfect the craft and they did it. Why would it be anything different or weird looking at anime style drawings? Because anime was and still is mostly Japanese and Eastern Asian thing, made from a very different culture. But ever since the influx of tourists during the coronavirus pandemic, when everyone was basically at home watching anime, watching anything really just to kill time, that made anime a easy and soft target to shoot at. Especially those who rather defend fictional characters instead of helping real people, or who attack artists just starting out, or any manga that is deviating from the standard path that has been being repeated since millennial. Anytime an anime does something unique or insane that was not done or rarely done, it does get targeted and put on a pedestal of controversy for no reason. And on top of that, they always take things out of context. It's like parents attacking metal in the 70s and 80s and media attacking video games during the 90s. It's that all over again. People allow all kinds of stuff in movies and media, yet attack anime for basically doing the same. Anime and manga, nothing is real. Most people say who hate anime are those who never watched it and would rather go along with the crowd. Basically, Nickelback all over again. Anime is prone to censors more than any other media, mostly because in Japan they don't consider anime just for children. They think everything is for everyone. They have different laws regarding that, and meanwhile, all over the world, people think drawings, animations, and all that kind is just for kids. Quite a lot of today's animation, cartoons, dumps children. You can hardly find a hidden gem. Another thing is culture. Japan has a different view of things and they are more lenient when it comes to their art. Anime is not dangerous actually, it is literally harmless. It is as harmful as this. In my opinion, is actually better than any other media that I've ever seen because you can add more details to it. You can do all kinds of crazy things you can imagine. No restrictions. It's easy. You just pen, paper, draw. I'm not saying drawing is easy. I'm just saying you are controlling that world. You can have more emotion than any real life movie with real life actors. Anime is not for kids. It is for everyone. And you have to understand that there is anime who are for kids, who are for teens, who are for adults, and the other ones. Like, it has a thing for everyone. The biggest reason for the hate and censor of anime will be how some people are making it bad, like minority of the fans who are the loudest. They make anime and manga a real bad reputation, like the weeb culture is a thing. Then we got people saying that anime make them do certain things, that anime makes people do things that they shouldn't. It's not the first time that people tend to do that. Those who do it, who say that, are the ones who are seeking attention or shifting blame to someone else, something else that is not them. There will always be those who will do it, meanwhile, we are forgetting they are the minority of the fans. Those who are saying that it can make people do things, they are more prone to do it. Same as with movies. They try to sanitize them, like sanitize all the violence in the movies. Like, we shouldn't sanitize violence in the movies because a lot of people think that the damage is minimal. But the point is, why censor fiction? Let's not do anything toward the fiction world. Let's help the real people. Let's help minimize the violence in real life. It's really easier and more cost effective and less resource demanding to help the people in the real world than to, censor fictional works or games. With anime, people forget. While the style does resemble people, they don't exist since the anatomy is sometimes very minimal or greatly exaggerated. They're as real as someone fantasizing about something. And you can draw anime from basic shapes. I mean, it does take a while to connect those shapes, but it is possible. Draw every day. With anime, it can make people have a better grip on themselves and on reality, to take control for once, to get the motivation they needed. Like that one meme that says, everyone is missing one piece. I'm not saying the One Piece anime, but the one piece of the puzzle that clicks in them and they start being a better version of themselves. JoJo, let's be honest, does not make people gay. In fact, it makes people go to the gym to look like Jonathan Brickwall Joestar. On the other side, it can also make people vent out in ways not possible otherwise, to clear out all that bottled up emotions that they have, a harmless outlet, you can say, all in a fantasy setting in ficto. It should not be weird to look at anime characters or fantasizing about them. That's what they are. They are perfected. On the other hand, the brain is the biggest joke of the entire universe. Craves emotional connection, falls in love with a fictional character. If looking at other art pieces is considered normal, it should also be normal to look at anime. When it comes to topics and storytelling, including character development, it goes all way better than in some movie or TV show. They put also deeper topics in it. Most of the people just judge it based on the first glance, not having a readily open mind to understand it or to look deeper into it, because most of them are ignorant to understand it. Those who say that any art and fiction promotes something unethical, they are actually more prone to do it and should stay away from it. Do not forget the different societal and cultural norms who are also a factor when it comes to anime likeness. It's not weird, it is just different from what you're usually into. Now here are some things to know about anime. The characters are perfected. Like if you like one or get a crush, that's the reason. Because the one who drove it, the one who animated it, they knew it's art, they knew how to manipulate it, they knew how to make you like it. They do deal with deep topics. There are some who are cliche and just repeating what has been done. Quite the most insane ones have deep topics related to them. It can make your life better. Like for example when someone decides to, you know what, maybe I should start working out. I'm not gonna look like Jonathan Joestar, but I'll be the perfect version of myself, as best I can possibly be. That's why muscle characters are for. To make you go to the gym, to not be 10 times the size, but to be as powerful as you can go, as much as your body can be, like the most powerful version of yourself. Be the best version of yourself. That's what they've been trying to tell you. It also serves as an outlet of emotions. It can make you resonate to a certain character, like you may start liking him, you may start understanding that character. Then he's going through the same stuff that I was. And you understand the problems, you understand the hardships that they went through. And on top of that, if it makes you cry, it's not a problem to cry. Another one is seeing other cultures, like for example, most anime is Japanese like style, and you can see the culture of Japan through anime, although it's not 100% that, but it will guide you towards it. And on top of that, it can make you learn other languages. Quite a lot of people have been starting to learn Japanese and to learn about Japanese culture because of anime. One thing that usually people forget is that if others can watch cartoons, you can watch anime too. Which also shows you who your friends are, who your friends really are. Now I admit there are some people who don't like anime. Now there's many reasons why they don't like anime. Some just don't like it because it's drawn, some of them don't like the voices. On the other hand, you got dubs or just subs, you can read it without the voice. There's always a loophole. Maybe the topics they deal with is not clicking in their heads, maybe they're not used to anything that they've done, maybe the genre of anime is not what they are into. It is a form of entertainment. On top of that, infotainment. Anime is truly bizarre. Pun intended. And kawaii, on the other hand, it is very insane when it comes to art styles and emotions, and also cute most of the time. Because of that, it's uncommon and unique in their own ways. Now, there are some who are copy pasting each other, and there are some who just go straight through the wall, break every possible thing in the process, and get popular because of that. It, some animes are very stereotypical, and a lot of people are just using the stereotypes towards anime, Japanese, and weeb culture. They're not the same, the three things. Now, there are subcultures, subdivisions of it, but people think it's the same. Like Happy Anime Land, only an anime. That's not it. You have to dig deeper to find gems here and there, to find more knowledge of it. Same with everything, actually. Every fan base has problems, has the minor group that is the loudest one, and precisely why a lot of people stereotypes certain fandoms just because of that small fan base, that small section of the group. They are the loudest and they cause more problems. A lot of people tend to forget about it. The characters in it are fictional, as been said a million times. They are hand drawn from basic shapes, and on top of that, it is very artistic. It's also fantasy turned into a visual representation. Stephen King wouldn't have written all that if he was a sane person, let's say like that. That's his mind. That's his fantasy going berserk. And if you have trouble fantasizing and thinking about dark things, turn them into a story like the way he did. And if he can make a buck out of it, if he can publish that, everyone else is entitled to do that too. And lastly, live and let live. Shoot, you don't have to like it. Just don't attack them for liking that. Unless they decide to repeat all the crazy things they saw in that anime, you might have to intervene that. Criticizing anime is basically it's like criticizing any work from Stephen King or any other artistic piece that was done by some other artists or music or songs. In the end, it's their fantasy turned visual and audio when it comes to music. It's fun. It takes a lot of artistic skill to draw that. It's not weird or scary, just unusual. And on a side note, if you have problems with viewing fiction, arts, and media, try to self-control yourself. And it's best to just drop it and stay away from it completely. Think about it, have an open mind, be smart regarding these things. Do not repeat things you saw in fiction just because they did it does not mean you should repeat it. And start watching it. Who knows, you might like it.